realize like the pressure's on and like the camera's going. I'm like, oh my God, I'm supposed to start talking. What do I say?
Yeah.
And I feel like the biggest idiot.
Yeah.
Like that's how I started my very first one. I basically like I tried to do this intro thing, and I bombed. It bombed hard.
You're like, hi, I'm Chet.
And, right, and so finally I just like opened it up. I'm like, so yeah, it was really weird. And yeah, okay. So with me I have,
I'm Lily Fiel.
and we've been family friends for a long, long time.
Yes, I would say Chet is a mentor. Chet is a mentor.
Oh,
for sure.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I tell you one of my funniest memories I have of you?
Oh, is
It
it
was like,
embarrassing?
I don't think so at all.
Okay,
It
go
was
ahead.
like it hit me right in the heart.
Oh.
So I think I've been known to have knee injuries, ankle injuries
Yes.
since you've known me.
Yes.
And I think I'd had knee surgery or something. I don't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And you were in 4th grade and it was at the charter school. And you see me on my crutch and you're just like, how are you? I was like,
That sounds like me.
yeah. I was
How
like,
are
I'm
you?
okay. Thank you. So yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Lily is absolutely awesome. What'd you do for the
Thank
4th
you.
this year?
What did I do for the 4th? What did I do? Well, I went to 2 barbecues.
Okay.
So I went to my aunt's house.
Okay.
At I think that was the second one we went to.
Yep.
I think first one was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, Jay
Yes,
and everybody
okay.
that we were
Okay,
at. Yeah.
okay.
That was a fun
so
one.
I went to Jay and Andrew's house, and we
Yep.
had like a little barbecue there. And then I went to my aunt's house, and we had like pulled pork and like a potluck type thing. We all brought
That's
like
good.
something. We had food, and yeah, we swam, and then we did fireworks in the driveway. So that was cute.
Any big ones?
No,
The ones that go up and go boom?
There was like one that was like maybe 20 feet off the ground, and that was
All
like
right.
the biggest
That's
one.
not bad.
Yeah,
I had a few like bottle rockets or whatever I shot off. They weren't anything fun.
you would.
One of the like wooden sticks came down and hit someone's car.
Oh no! Did it break
Well,
anything?
no. It was literally like all that part had blown off. It was just literally the pink little stick just floated down, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was pretty funny. So yeah, that's the 4th. So okay, what are your 4th of July traditions, or do you have any?
I would say, well, me and Anna, we love to like dress up in like all the colors. So we have to get every color in there, red, white, and blue. So we've done that every year. We match a lot of years. And,
Okay.
like, obviously, me and Anna are super, super close. So
Yeah.
we have our own kind of thing. And then I would say like I spent a lot of 4th of July's in Iowa with my mom's family.
Oh, that's fun.
So
Man, in the Midwest,
yes,
humid, right, at that time of year?
Super humid, but the fireflies are out, and I love it.
Yeah, that's true. The fireflies are great.
Because my great aunts live so close to each other.
Okay.
It's kind
Here,
of like,
let me do me a favor. Pull the mic right up to you there. Yep. There you go.
Okay.
Yep, just like that. No, you're good.
Yeah. So we kind of like meet in the middle on the street. And
Okay.
We all have like chairs, or we'll like be in a driveway.
Oh, and like you watch it out the.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like my
cool.
Uncle Paul will do fireworks, and I feel like I don't know if there's as many regulations as there are here for fireworks. So I feel like they do a lot bigger ones, but maybe there are, and they just don't listen. I don't know.
We have a lot. Although I grew up in Wisconsin and we had a lot of regulations there too.
Yeah.
It was like nothing that went bang. You're like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
so you drop the, you jump the border over to Minnesota and you get the better ones. Because I think Minnesota had better ones back then.
Yeah.
But, all right. Favorite food on 4th of July?
Baked beans. I'm a big baked bean person.
Beans.
I love hot dogs too. So hot dogs and baked beans are like my favorite thing.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you put on your hot dog?
Everything. Relish, mustard, ketchup, onions.
A few Chicago people may not be happy with ketchup. But
I know. I was talking to someone. I was talking to I have a personal trainer that I go to on Fridays for workouts, and he was like making fun of me for eating ketchup on my hot dogs, and I was like, okay, so you're just weird.
Yeah, like, that's hysterical. One of my buddies, Paul, he's like, mustard. I'm like, okay, there you go. That's good. All right, so I see you're representing, so I'm going to go there first. Yep, that's where you're going to school.
Hawks.
Yeah.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Is that their thing?
They do a little talon.
A little talon? Okay, a little talon. All right. Well, I think ASU with the
little fork.
The pitchfork or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hawks. How did you decide on Quincy, of all places?
Oh my gosh. So really long story. I hope you're ready for this.
Yeah.
I started my like recruitment process probably the beginning of my junior year club season is when I really got like.
And we're going to come back to this. Club for what? Like recruitment for
volleyball.
Volleyball. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I have a lot of people that don't know you. So
yes, I'm a volleyball player.
You are. And we're going to get back to that.
Yeah. Yes. So I I feel like maybe a little bit before that, I'd started emailing people. Maybe like beginning of the school year that year, I started emailing people because club season starts around November.
And what do you mean you email them?
So in the volleyball world, and probably most competitive sports,
Yep.
you email coaches and like the subject line is the most important thing. So you include your name, your height, because at first glance they can see that.
How tall are you?
I put 5'10". I'm like 5'9.5", but I say 5'10" because I wear shoes, obviously.
I dated somebody and she said she was 5'10", but she was 5'10.5". I was like, that's hysterical.
She gypped you.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so
which is way taller than me. I'm not anywhere close to 5'10".
Chet's a shorty. It's okay.
Yeah.
Short king. So I started emailing so at first I had no like concept of what recruitment was like.
Like what to put in the email?
Yeah. So not just what to put in the email, but like
Hi, I'm
who
Lily.
to email. Yeah. So like I'm like emailing GCU and NYU and no responses ever, because why would there be? From like my personal Gmail account. It's
That's
like,
awesome.
Hi, I'm Lily. Like I play volleyball. And like I just put like stats and like, so I had my club for my 17s and 18s year. We had Huddle, which is like this platform where
Huddle. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a platform where they film all of our games and then they clip my highlights themselves. So like when we pay for club season, we also pay for Huddle.
That's good.
So that's
real helpful.
It is really helpful. And around the same time I started using Huddle, I also formed an account on Sports Recruits, which was the best thing ever for my recruitment process because it's so stressful. It sounds
stressful.
I tell everyone this, but it's literally like speed dating. It's like swipe left, swipe right. Like it's terrible. Yeah, it's like
for them to do that?
Yeah. So like they look at you and it's either we ignore you or we respond.
Oh my
and sometimes they respond.
It really is. It is. It's like what is that stupid dating app?
Tinder. It's so much like Tinder. And it's so like, not that I use Tinder, let's be clear, but it is very much like Tinder. It's like, it's honestly, they also look at every quality about you, not just your volleyball play. So like whenever I had coaches come to my court, so like if I contacted...
What do you mean your other qualities? Like...
So it's like the way you respond when you're losing, the way you respond when you make a mistake, the way you're acting on the bench.
So not just like you can go out and play a decent game. It's
right.
Like
it's also who you are, because for them, you're not just a volleyball player. You're an addition to the program.
Right.
So your personality has to mesh.
Yeah. And so you were saying the coach.
Yeah. So when I would get to club tournaments, I would have contacted people through Sports Recruits. So I evolved from sending emails to just like sending direct messages on Sports Recruits to these coaches that were also on the platform, which is why it was so helpful. And that also would automatically link my Huddle account. So it would be like an email with a subject line, and then they could click my Huddle account and see basically every game I played in the last 2 years. So it was like literally,
Man, apps are an interesting thing.
It's very
really
interesting.
Changed everything.
Yes, I think with like the evolution of technology in that area, it's gotten worse and also better. Like it's way harder to get someone's attention because there's so many girls in the app, but like it is better for you, like to get things out there, you know?
Okay. So it makes it easier for those that probably don't know the full, like, hey, what would I have had to done like 10 years ago? Now you can just hop on there and learn it pretty quick. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I also feel like it was
kind of evens the playing field a bit.
Yeah, not just evens it, but also like widens it.
Yeah,
like
widens it. Maybe
that's
a better way to put it.
Thousands of people are on that app. You know, it's like, and if you send enough messages, hopefully you get a response back. Man, and for me, it was those D2 and D3 schools that would like respond to me. Sometimes NAIA. D2 was pretty rare for me. I would get a few.
Now, I think most people. Well, I don't know. A lot of people probably don't know the differences. What are the differences?
So a lot of people think like D1 and then everything else is like separate. Yes. Yeah. In reality, D1 and D2 are pretty similar, but they're often smaller schools, smaller programs.
Right.
The cool thing about D2 programs too is that they are, I would say, more academic driven. So like D1 schools, like a huge school like UCLA, ASU, those places, like they have huge, fantastic volleyball programs, but they might not have as much emphasis on the student athlete perspective.
Oh, sure.
Whereas when I was looking into what school I would actually be attending, I wanted a rigorous academic program because that's just who I am.
Wow. And not a lot of you people out there.
And so I didn't want to have challenged myself all through high school to go to college and it'd be easy.
Well, okay, let me ask you. Actually, now maybe it is different because when I was younger, it was people weren't like, "Oh, I'm going to go get a great education as well as play sports." Some did, some rare.
Yeah.
Do they now? Like, do they care as much that you've
Um,
seen?
with my background, like my high school, I think a lot of us had more of an emphasis on our education because one, that's how we were taught. Like Desert
Yeah.
Heights is a high school that really puts emphasis on the importance of a good academic background for the career field and for other reasons.
Right.
Like
For succeeding.
right. And it's a college prep school. So really we have
Yeah.
advisory classes where it's just preparing us for a rigorous academic
Right.
program.
And that
And
I think that's probably the good way to do it.
yes, I feel like that's the beauty in it. There's lots of things that I don't like about it, but overall, I'm so glad that I don't know that I was like
You got that
there.
experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for D2 and D3, those schools are often smaller and more of an emphasis on the student athlete, student
good.
first, athlete second.
That's good.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what you're used to.
Right. And I think the biggest thing to know about like the differences in divisions is when you get to D3, they can't offer you athletic money anymore. So
Oh, okay.
D1 and D2, they can combine scholarship money. So you
Right.
can get academic money and athletic
And
money.
athletic. Oh, that's pretty good.
And obviously, and that's another thing too, is like D1 schools are a lot of times state schools. Not always, but
right.
quite a few of them are state schools.
Yeah.
So their tuition is lower. Whereas D2,
Which is nice.
D2 and lower is going to be very expensive
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, there are going to be some like small state schools that are D2. Like there's always exceptions to the rule, but a lot of times.
So let me ask, I assume you've been looking for like, whether it be grants, scholarships, things like that.
Yeah.
Did you prepare pretty well?
Well, in the aspect of like federal help, no.
Fair enough.
I applied to a few grants, but a lot more like obscure scholarships in the hopes of better chances. But fortunately for me, I'm incredibly lucky and fortunate in the sense that like there's nothing about me that's like, I don't know, like there's a lot of scholarships for indigenous groups or minorities. Yeah. And the only thing I have going for me is that I'm like really tall and I'm a girl. So I applied.
And you're a good volleyball player.
That too, but that doesn't really get you anywhere in the scholarship money world. So I was looking for, except for the athletic money that I got from my school, which is nice.
Right, yeah.
But I looked for, like, I applied to at least 5 tall girl scholarships because I was looking for small, unique qualities that not everyone has. You know, I didn't win any of them because I am 5'9.5", so I'm not that tall.
Right.
But
that's really funny. Wow.
Yeah. My favorite one that I applied to, so I am a huge reader. I love books, obviously. I'm going to school to be an English major for after.
Right.
And so I applied to scholarships from Penguin Classics, scholarships from other publishing companies. Right. Yeah, to try and so I would do the essay ones because I knew that less high school kids would be likely to want to do the essay scholarships. So I wrote a lot of essays. You're doing
a bunch of writing and writing it.
Yes, which I enjoy, fortunately.
Do you?
So yes, I love to write.
Okay, so I have a side question. I'm gonna come back to that.
No, you're good.
No, keep going.
Oh, so yeah, I just did a lot of that. I wouldn't say I fared very well. Definitely not. There's just so many kids, you know, that need scholarship money. Like school is expensive, you know.
Crazy expensive, yeah.
So
yeah, I've talked to a few people about that with how much school was, and like Erica was on, and she was talking about the financial aid and everything like that. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
It's very crazy. Yeah, it's. I had no idea.
Yeah.
You know, before I started like getting serious about Quincy, I didn't realize like
what other schools were you looking at?
So I had, by the end, I only had 2 offers because I only went on 2 visits. So I chose the 2 that I liked the best and decided to go visit with them because I was in contact with, I don't know, like maybe 10 different places, maybe like 8 different places, and I got asked to go on official visits a few times.
So what's an official visit? Like they have all the band playing when you walk off the bus or you roll up? I think the movie. Okay, I didn't go to a big university.
Mine's not either.
I went to community college, and you know.
Period. That's honestly the smart way to do it. That's what a lot of my friends are doing because it's
a lot cheaper.
Yeah, a lot cheaper, and it's still quality.
And the funny thing is, like what I went to school for, I didn't even come close to doing in my professional career. and what I'm doing now is great. And then I ended up taking classes through work and then also on the side, like with what I was going for.
Yeah.
So it ended up working out really well for me in my career. But yeah.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
You were talking about how awesome Quincy is.
Oh, official visits.
Official visits.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank
Okay.
you.
So I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea. I had never gone on an official visit
Okay.
for athletics before. Like I'd gone on tours of like NAU, but I'd never.
If any of them played a band when I walked on there, that would be my first pick. I'm like, you right there.
Yeah, that would have been really nice. It's not so glamorous. It's more of like we flew in.
Okay.
And because it's D2, my expenses were not paid.
Right.
So we paid for the flight.
Oh yeah.
They paid for my mom's hotel, which was
good.
nice.
That's real nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I stayed with the girls, 2 sophomore volleyball players in their dorm.
In their dorm.
Well, 2 of them I talked to the most, but there was actually 6 of them in that apartment style dorm. So I got to know all of them.
Is that the type of dorm you're going to stay in?
Not my freshman year, but as soon as I'm a sophomore, I'll get to upgrade,
then you'll get to, upgrade.
To an apartment style. Yeah. So it was when I got there, I met Mark, who's the coach.
Okay.
Who was the first person I met, and he's very silly, very funny. I liked him a lot. And in the communication, so my communication with Quincy was very 0 to 100, like nothing. And then when he responded to me, it was like, let's get on a call. I saw your film, whatever. Yeah. So I got on a call with him. We chatted for a bit, and he basically was just like, okay, like next step is for you to come visit. That's it. And I was like, okay, like, all right. It seems great. I researched a bit about the school. It's a very old, small community, and I'm a big Beatles fan, and they have Penny Lane that runs through the middle. So I was like, I guess I'm going there. Like,
there you go.
So
yeah, they won you over. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Wow. So anyways, so when I got there, I met Mark, and then he introduced me to a few of the girls. I met their like star right side hitter, who's from, I want to say the Netherlands.
Oh, wow.
She's really cool. I think she graduated this year, but she was really cool. I met her. I met a bunch of their starters. They have a 36 kid roster.
They had how many?
36, which is a tremendous amount for volleyball.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yes. Normally, I would say it's between like 20 and 24.
Is that so they can like rotate in and out? Or
it's also, Quincy is a very competitive program.
Yeah. And
I think I'm not Mark, so I couldn't tell you, but I think the reason why he takes so many girls is because Quincy University is 80% athletes, so it's an athlete school, and so all their rosters are big because all these kids want to play collegiate sports. Yeah. And also because they play so, like, I would assume because of the quantity of play there is, like how many games they play, their practice schedules, the community feel of it, I think he just likes having that many girls, honestly, to choose from for a roster.
That's good.
So, and I'm okay with that.
And you got to warm up practice with them, is that right?
Yeah.
How'd
so I had so much fun. I didn't get to play, so I saw them. So it was a game day when I was like so I stayed there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think I stayed the night Friday, Saturday, left Sunday. So Friday was game day. So when I got there Friday morning or afternoon-ish, I think this is how it was. I don't remember for sure, but I think this is how it was. Friday was game day. It was either Friday or Saturday, but I think it was Friday. And so the girls had serve and pass, which they just serve and then receive the serves as like a warm up for the game. Okay. So I was there for that, but I couldn't serve and pass with them. So I just watched. And then after their serve and pass was over, the starting middles and then a few of the like other middles, because I'm a middle, on their roster stayed behind. And then I practiced with them for a bit. We did like hitting lines and blocking.
And will you be a middle there too?
That's the hope. I was recruited as a middle.
Oh, okay.
So
but they can kind of use you wherever, right?
They can. And
what I've noticed is,
yes. What'd you say?
How versatile are you with?
I'm a versatile hitter.
Okay.
So I can hit and block anywhere.
You can make those bigger if you need or whatever.
Oh, I think it's okay. I'm just like moving a little.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I can hit anywhere from the front row, and I can block pretty well in the 3 front row positions. What I'm not is a passer. So the outside hitter, which is like wherever, so anything, a lot of the out of system passes or plays that don't go perfectly go to the outside hitter. And they're also a 6 rotation outside hitter is also a passer. So it's more likely that I'd be a right side. Huh. So of the 3 positions that I would play, I would probably
play well at anyways.
Yes. I would probably be a middle or a right side.
Okay.
Yes.
That's pretty good. That's fun.
But yeah.
Pretty exciting. When does your season start?
It
Or when does your
starts
practice start, maybe?
as soon as I get there.
No
Like
kidding.
3 or 4 days after I get there.
Oh,
So
excellent.
move-in day is the 11th of August, and I leave here the 7th because I'm driving up so I can take my
Right.
car. And then I want to say like the 15th is the first practice day, and then we practice 2 times a day the whole season.
Wow.
And then we also have weightlifting and sprint conditioning.
That'll be fun.
Fun, tiring, exhausting,
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
Yeah.
all those things.
Fun, yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Did you do weight room at the high school?
High school is so much different, and that's what I'm learning. We did condition, but
Okay.
it was more like in practice conditioning, and
Right.
I would go to the gym towards the end of like my senior year. I went
Okay.
to the gym. I had a personal trainer who I started going to, I want to say like end of my sophomore year, maybe my junior year. I started going to him. He's right by my club, and I
Okay.
would do vertical training with him because I'm a short middle. I had to learn how to jump
How
high
to jump high. Yeah.
because that was the only way I was going to
What's
get to play.
your how? What is it called?
My vertical?
How high? Yeah. What's your vertical?
So it's kind of hard to explain. So how he does it is he hangs 3 volleyballs in the ceiling,
Oh,
and they're
okay,
at
sure.
different heights. So we have this thing in volleyball, the volleyball community, that a lot of the collegiate girls are a part of. It's called the 10-foot club.
Okay.
So if you can jump with the approach and hit 10 feet, you're part of the 10-foot club. I touch like 9, 10, 9, 11.
Really? Good
Yeah.
for you.
So I'm like just under it.
Yeah.
I worked so hard to like get there.
With the weight training, that's going to help you.
Yes. And
Maybe.
we just learned like how to be springy,
Yeah.
like how to jump from anywhere. And because I'm a middle, I do a lot of jumping and turning and jumping and turning. So I had your like knee injury prone.
Right,
in England,
yeah.
but I was ankle injury prone for most of my volleyball because I was just jumping all the time and my ankles were weak.
Right.
But yeah, with his training, my ankles are like so much stronger. I can jump higher and I'm more like resilient and I bounce back faster. So that's.
Did you do like jump like with extra weight on?
We did like.
I always wondered if that would work.
Do you know like depth jumps and like pogo jumps?
Is that like where you jump up onto the box and whatever?
Yeah, so you are on the box, you jump off of it, and then once you land, you spring immediately and jump again.
Wow.
And so we did that.
That's
so
hard.
We didn't, but we did like cleans, so with extra weight.
Yeah.
But
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Huh. That's exciting. And you want to go to be? You said you're
an
an
English
major,
major.
but you want to be a publisher
Or an editor.
at least right now. That's kind of
Yes, right now. It's
that
probably
could
going to change. Yeah, but that's the goal.
That'd be interesting. So you write? Is that what I got? You're a writer?
I wouldn't say I'm a writer.
Not
I'm
yet.
I'm an admirer of writers.
Well, but you said you like to write. What do you like to write?
Essays.
Only
Like
essays?
I'm not like an author. I
Okay.
just like I like to write essays for school. Like that's
Do you
something I
really?
like doing.
What a nerd! That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah,
That
that's
coming
great.
from you.
That's great.
Crazy.
I love it. No, I love it. I try to be a big nerd about so many things, and I fail miserably. Like I
Yeah.
try, and I have a deep love and passion for a lot of it, but with my talent, I'm like, no, I don't have most of that. And so I absolutely admire like somebody that can do like something that I can't, like that, like essay writing. I would say I probably wrote 2 good essays
Really?
in college that I was really proud of. And the one, like my instructor's like, can I use this as an example? I'm like, yeah, I mean,
You
thanks.
won.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of neat.
I have always had like a passion for English, so I had this librarian at the charter when I was there.
Okay.
Her name was Miss Nolan. I don't know if you remember her.
I remember her name. I
She
don't know if I
is
remember
like
her.
the coolest person ever, and like I used to go in the library at like lunch and read
Wow.
because
That's
she
pretty
like
awesome.
she helped me to love it so much.
Yeah.
And like my grandpa used to take me to Barnes and Noble like every
Yeah.
weekend, and so it became like a novelty and like a treasure to like buy a new book and like sit down and read it. And so that's like my biggest hobby other than volleyball.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Huh. Reading. What's your, do you have a favorite genre, author? Do you even have a favorite book? I mean, that's tough to write.
I don't. I would say probably if I had to pick a favorite book, it'd be Alice in Wonderland because I love the story so much and I read it a lot, but it's not like the greatest piece of literature. You know?
Mine's
It's
The
just
Martian.
like, okay. Great choice.
Yeah, I love that one.
That's Andy Weir, right?
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I read the newer one, Project Hail Mary.
Oh, I haven't read that one.
Really
Is it good?
I loved it.
I'll look at it.
Fantastic.
Okay.
And I'm not a big sci-fi girly, but
Yeah.
that was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think they're doing a movie too, which is exciting. I love movies too.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I love like book to movie adaptations. I love that.
What's your favorite? Okay, let's say book to movie adaptation. What's your favorite?
Oh, I honestly have no. I don't know. Probably like basic Harry Potter. Like
Yeah?
I loved those books.
They
as a
did really
kid.
well. I will say they did a very good,
Yeah.
like for telling it in a movie. I
Yeah,
thought they
and
did
the
really
casting too. I think Emma Watson
Yeah.
is like so great, and so I loved her.
well. I agree. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's
Yeah.
Kenzie's favorite. Kenzie's a Harry Potter girl all the way.
Yeah,
It's funny to listen to.
I had a phase for sure, and I still do like watch the movies. And
Sure.
I reread the books like a month ago.
Did you?
Yeah, it's just like comforting, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a
that
tumultuous time, so I just read my Harry Potter books to like calm down.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, that's a good way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Read to calm down. I love it. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
How'd you? And oh, that's how you got into reading. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that really shaped a lot of you, huh?
Miss Nolan in the library.
Well, the library. I was going to say reading, but yeah, we
Yeah.
can go to Miss Nolan. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So talking about school, your mom was the principal of your school, like your whole
My whole life.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is that?
Well, there are definitely good and bad things about it.
Okay.
I would say I went through different like phases. So in elementary school, it was the coolest thing ever, and I was a staff kid.
yeah.
And like
Yeah.
being a staff kid is like a little tiny community within the little tiny community that we already had,
Right.
you know? And then in middle school, my mom was the principal of the elementary school alone until I was in
Oh, yeah.
6th grade.
Mhm.
So I went to the prep as a 5th grader, terrified for my life. And Mrs. Pites was the principal at the time.
Okay.
And then my mom took over my 6th grade year, and I was pissed because she followed me. And I was like, I was finding my independence. Hello. And she's like, Lily, like, they just need me over here. I'm like, okay, girl, do your thing.
Right. Sure.
And
Go
so
ahead.
she followed me, and she was my principal again. And middle school was definitely the hardest for me. So I
Was
feel
it?
like, yes. So I had a lot of,
I think middle school is a big growth for. I mean both, but it's such a big growth, like
It
time
is.
in someone's life.
it is. I was finding volleyball, and I was finding like all the passions that I had. And I was in like so
Right.
many clubs. I was in dance competitively. So it was like
Oh wow.
so many things. And when my mom decided to come over, I was mad because I was like finally outside of this like stereotype that had
Yeah.
been like created for me.
What's the stereotype?
It was like teacher's pet, smart kid,
Yeah.
nerd. Like she doesn't. And my friends were.
Did they realize how hard you worked? Because
No. And that was what bothered me. Is like I couldn't tell you the last time that I asked my parents for like help
Right.
with my schooling.
pretty
Like
good.
starting in probably second, maybe like 3rd or 4th grade, somewhere around there, I did everything by myself.
You found the knack, like you found the
Yeah, and
you could see.
and I think
I never got that.
I think my academic success really resulted in a work ethic that I found during that time.
Hmm.
Like I ended up being like valedictorian and whatever else because not because I was intelligent or like a super smart kid. I was just very hardworking, and I think it fueled the fire that people thought I wasn't.
I kind of forgot you were valedictorian.
Oh,
I mean, I
hello.
didn't forget, but I mean, I knew. Okay, I have to circle back to that. I want to hear about your speech.
so oh gosh, almost pooed my pants, terrifying. So I don't know. So middle school around that time, like 5th, 6th grade, I had a lot of like fake like acquaintances that would
Ooh,
like
I'm familiar with those.
yes, very common these days.
Mhm.
I had people who would pretend to be my friend and then turn around and like tell other people that my mom did my work for me, or my mom got me into volleyball, or my mom got me into, I was in NJHS,
Yeah.
and that she got me into that, or she like bought my spot on the volleyball team was a huge rumor for like years because I
Yeah.
wasn't good initially. I made it because I was tall and they could make
Right. Yeah.
something out of
Make
that.
something out of that. Yeah.
And they didn't have tall kids.
Right.
So I was like a novelty.
Yeah.
But people would literally say like she like didn't earn it.
Mommy, look at the giraffe.
I know. And people would say that to me. Like my mom,
Yeah.
my family would say like you're like a clumsy giraffe.
Yeah.
And at the same time my friends were like, you don't even know how to play volleyball, like you shouldn't be on the team. And I also had a friend who I had several friends who like were in the volleyball program that played with me. Like I have Emma, who's one of my closest friends. She was my pepper partner. Yeah. And she like, during that time, I leaned on her because she obviously saw that like
Emma. Oh, Emma yeah.
She obviously
Sorry,
saw...
I talked over her last name, but
no, you're good.
Sorry.
She like saw that I didn't like do anything to get on the team that wasn't normal,
right?
Like, you know, and I convinced her to play with me because I needed a real like true like friend,
somebody like
to like play with me and like be my partner because I felt so like alone.
Shout out to Emma.
Shout out Emma. I love Emma.
I kind of sort of met her. I think sort of like I met her through you a couple times, but this year I was like, this is the first time I was like, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and she loves Jada Bell too. So like we all love Jada Bell. Shout out Jada Bell, honestly. But Emma, I don't even think Emma knows that. Like, I think Emma just thought that I like just wanted her to play, but honestly, like she's responsible for like me not quitting. That's to good. Be so honest. And,
that's
like,
really good.
I don't think she knows that, but it was a rough period.
Well, if she watches this, she'll be aware.
I guess.
Yeah.
Shout out Emma again. I guess we'll have a chat about that. But yeah, so I had I think the time where it was the worst was when I want to say an 8th grader or maybe a freshman. I think I was an 8th grader, and I had a math teacher who was terrible. And we had a parent-teacher conference, which I hadn't had in years because there was no reason to, I guess. Right. And he was doing with all the kids, so I had to do one. So when I got there, he didn't know that. So obviously our last names are different. So he didn't know. He was a new teacher and didn't know that we were related because my mom stopped telling people. Right. I would assume because there was a lot of issues with that, or whatever it may be, I guess. And he had no idea that we were related. And when she walked in, he said, "Oh, you're the reason why, like, your daughter has an A in my class. Like, oh, you must be the reason why she's so successful. Oh, you must be this." And
this is a teacher saying that?
Yes, a grown man. He's like 65. Like, he's a grown, like, wise old guy. Smokes. I'm like, hello. Yeah. And I like was holding back tears that whole time. I was so upset because that class was really hard for me. I'm not a math girly. I like to read. I don't like math. I'm terrible at it. And I had an A. Like, I had an A+, and I was so proud of it.
Yeah.
And he basically said, like, it wasn't
he was
me.
Shady, yeah.
Yeah. And my mom was so upset, like, for me. And I was like, and I don't know. I think to her that was the first time she had ever heard stuff like that.
Oh.
Except
I've been hearing it my whole life about me. So.
Except for like out of my mouth. Like, so that was the first time that someone had actually said it to her. And she was like, wow, like, people do say this to you. And I'm like, yes, like, people say this to me. Like, not so much staff. Like, the staff at my school is so fantastic and I love them. And they were always supportive of me and so kind to me. But there were kids that like would literally say that stuff to me.
Kids will talk shit.
And I would tell her.
I hate saying it like that, but that's what.
No, that's so true. Yeah. Especially middle schoolers. Yeah. And I would say that to her. I'm like, Mom, like, I'd be so upset and crying. And like, I one time had a friend who was a friend.
Yeah, right.
She once said to me, like, sorry, like, you can't come to this sleepover that we're having because we're going to tell secrets there and you'll tell your mom. So you can't come to the sleepover. And obviously that's so stupid and I shouldn't have been so upset, but I was devastated because it was like, I didn't do anything. Like, I was literally just like a regular, like, normal, average Joe, just like sitting in my class, like talking about this fun sleepover we were going to have for this girl's birthday. Not to mention I had known her since we were like 7 years old and this is 8th grade. And she was like, no, like, you can't come for my birthday. And I was like, wow, okay. So.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So much crap happens with kids and just like, I don't know if it's like a jealousy thing or what. And I don't know, like, I watch it with my kids and what they go through at school. And I'm like, you know, I kind of want to pound the crap out of that kid that said that or did that.
Yeah. And
but I try to do more, you know, like the forgiveness path. And it's hard.
And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, this is a beautiful thing. My mom is the most fantastic person I know. Like, she's the sweetest, kindest soul I've ever met in my life. Like, me and my friends call her Katie Miller out of respect for her. Like, she's an icon. Like, you don't call Michael Jackson,
right?
Mr. Jackson. Like,
Mr. Jackson.
That's Katie Miller. Like, she is the greatest. And I love her so much. And so she never understood. Like, she was just like, kill him with kindness, like, be nice. And when I was younger,
I love your mom.
I know, like, she's an angel, but
really
like, girl, that is not going to work. These are middle schoolers. And like, she used to tell me, like, just give him a hug. Like, girl, Like, what do you mean?
Absolutely.
I know, right? Like, she's a hugger, and I'm a hugger too.
Yeah.
And that's where I get it from. But like, and I remember when I was younger, like 4th, 5th, 6th grade, I was a very
so entertained.
I was like I was outgoing, but also like I would say very like people pleaser.
Okay.
Like I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So like when girls like that would say you can't come to my party because you're going to tell my secrets, I would just be like, okay, because I didn't want to like hurt her feelings.
Right. You're like, okay.
Which is stupid because she was hurting my feelings. And so I think by the time I was a freshman, sophomore, I was just like, I'm done letting people walk all over me.
Yeah.
And I kind of hardened a bit. And I'm not like, I don't know, the kill 'em with kindness thing wasn't working anymore.
Yeah.
So then I started developing this like reputation of like, not don't mess with her, but like.
But you're going to be honest. You're going to hold them accountable.
Like to the younger kids on my volleyball team, it seemed like I was honestly a brat. Like I had like an RBF that I had taught myself to have because I was so overly nice in middle school that I was like, you need people to see you as like someone that's
a little tough first.
Yeah. So I like taught myself, like, stop walking around with a goofy smile on your face, like be serious. And so I would like say that to myself. I'd be in the mirror and I'd be like, you look stupid. Like stop making that face. Like be serious right now. And I don't know. And I think a lot of people just thought I was like mean.
Yeah.
So like a lot of friends I would like have, and I would ask them, like, we would talk about like first impressions of each other. So in like the 7th or 8th grade, these 3 girls came to my school, and they're 3 of my best friends now. I love them so dearly. And all 3 of them have like recounted to me that upon meeting me, they thought I was like this it girl that was also a brat, like rude. Yeah. And I was so upset. I remember when my best friends, Emily, said that to me and I was crying. I was like, I'm so sorry that you thought that about me. And I promise I'm nice. I didn't want people to think they could like insult me like that again, you know? So I was just trying to be like tougher.
It's hard. It's really hard, especially in high school. It's like, which path do you choose?
Honestly. And
it's almost like, which day is it too?
Yeah. And it's also like, I knew at the time, I didn't know this at the time. I know it now that was necessary adversity for me. But like at the time,
the needed struggle.
Yes. But at the time, because I'm
a big believer in that.
Yeah. I just had to like learn that things were not going to be like rainbows and butterflies all the time. And I had to stick up for myself, you know? And sometimes the Katie Miller philosophy is wonderful and fantastic, and we should always lead with that, but sometimes it doesn't always finish the job. I had to learn, you know? So,
yeah. There's you can do a lot of truth.
Right.
I mean, you can do it obviously professionally and nicely. That's what I believe is the professional and nice.
Yes, approach. The professional nice, but also the serious. And
I'm serious. Yeah.
You got to know that I'm being serious. And by the time I was like a sophomore, junior, senior, I was so grateful for her and was so glad she was my principal, you know? Like,
that's good.
It was like beginning, I was so glad. Middle, I was not so much glad. End of my time at DHPA, I was so grateful that she was there for me, you know?
That's pretty good. I appreciate you sharing. That's some good stuff there.
Thanks.
All right. Let's talk dance for a little bit.
Dance.
I will say this is, and I said it before, I think, whatever night was after that, I think I had Eric on. I don't remember. Anyways, so I thought this year's dance was probably one of my favorites.
Mine too.
I thought it was really good. The high school dance performance.
Yes.
So when did you get into dance?
So all the way back to the beginning, I was in dance when I was like 3 or 4.
Okay.
For a little bit, I did ballet, and then I stopped dancing for a very long time. My parents got divorced, everything, and then I started dancing again when Maddie and Joel Miller came into the picture. Me, Anna, and Maddie went to the dance project.
Really?
And we did like jazz and ballet, I think is what we did. And Anna did like a jazz class where like they dressed her as a bumblebee it was so cute.
Recital? Yeah.
Yes. And then I did that for like a year, maybe 2. And then I just kind of stopped for a little bit.
Right.
And I
started listening and singing the music instead.
Yeah. Yes, I did singing for a while. Yeah, that was a thing. And I don't know. I started playing volleyball. My parents told me when I got to 5th grade, you have to pick a sport. And that's why I ended up in volleyball. You need to pick a sport. You need to do something. So I did volleyball. And then I did dance in addition to volleyball for a little bit.
Okay.
And then I danced at my school from 5th grade on.
Yeah.
And my 5th and 6th grade year, we had this dance teacher who was not Miss G. Miss G is the best. Can I just say?
Okay.
She's fantastic. Shout out Miss G. Love her.
I'm trying to have her on the podcast soon too.
She's so fantastic.
Yeah.
I love her to death. I had a dance teacher who was not so hot and was like kind of mean to us.
Oh, okay.
And made me feel bad. And I didn't like her.
Wow. All right.
She left. Miss G came, and I was like, "Thank God,
Yeah.
someone nice is here
Someone
to teach
that,
us."
yeah.
And then she came 7th grade was her first year, and then I've been all the way with her whole journey so far.
Journey. Wow.
And obviously, the better part of mine, the best parts of mine, were with Miss G.
That's cool.
Yeah, she kind of like, because when I was in middle school, when I was doing dance and volleyball, I did that for 2 years, and I had a teacher who was this guy, and he basically
that's the twister. You can spin it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He told me I was like too tall and I didn't have the dancer like body type.
Wow, that's very nice.
So the dance world is kind of harsh.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've found that.
Yeah,
it's kind of harsh. And he was harsh with me, and I didn't like it. And I told my mom, like, I don't like him, and I don't want to dance anymore. And she told me I had to finish the season, so I finished the little, I guess it's not a season, whatever it's called. I don't know.
Sure, we'll call it a season. Why not?
Did the recital on Zoom, because this was COVID.
Oh my gosh, that's
and then
How did that work?
Was it COVID, or was it
like you're dancing in your
else?
living room or something? Like you're practicing and like on video?
Yeah, I had to. It was a Zoom recital.
Yeah.
I think it was COVID. Maybe a little bit before COVID. I don't know. For some reason, we couldn't do the recital in person. It was either COVID or some other reason. Either early stages of COVID or like 2017 something else. I don't know.
Interesting.
But yeah, I was in my like the loft at my house, and I was dancing in my costume on Zoom.
All right.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
And so when I quit, I didn't want to dance anymore, and I was like so over it, and I was like, I'm so sick of this. And Miss G like made me feel good and like part of the like community again.
Like, hey, I want you to
there's
yourself.
Truly no dance program like the one at Desert Heights. Like I've never, in my experience, I've only obviously been in one other one, but I've never like been a part of something so close knit.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is to watch the progression of all you kids like as the years go on.
Yeah, and I would say like DHPA dance is not about being like perfect, beautiful, wonderful dancers. Like it's more so about like sister and brotherhood, like being a part of something that's so like kind and like genuine. It's not, there's
like you actually cheer each other on.
Yeah, there has never, I don't remember a time where I thought that there was like drama or like we didn't want this. Like we obviously were girls, so we would talk, but like it wasn't like I hate this program. Like it was always positive.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
Like for sure.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Huh. You know, the first time I actually saw the dance, I can't even remember when it was. It was years ago. Like it was probably one of your first ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had no idea. And the girls were like, come on, hey, there's a dance. And Vanessa was working. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to take the girls to, I guess, the dance thing. She's like, oh, yeah, okay. It's like, I'll be done in like an hour. No, I was not done in an hour. I was like, oh, this is like a full dance performance. Okay. Yes. And it was really neat. It was really cool to watch.
Yeah. The way that like we've progressed is also something that's not lost on me. Like I remember being in 7th grade with no lighting and no like, not even just that, but also like I don't feel like girls ever were part, like the dancers were ever part of choreographing the show.
Yeah, right. Because you choreographed too, yeah.
Like Miss G gave us an opportunity that had not been a thing at our school before her, where like you guys can be a part of this in a bigger way.
Right.
And choreographing was honestly like my first love when it came to dance. Like I liked dancing, of course, but my favorite thing was like the creativity of choreographing songs. And
so that's cool that they teach you that too. Yeah,
obviously I have a passion for like music generally speaking. So like the way that I had free range.
Okay.
And Miss G would help me edit my music, and like I would get to teach too, which I also really love doing, of course. Like yes, I love coaching, I love teaching. It's one of my favorite things. And like getting to do that was such an amazing experience that like I think I learned so much more than if I had not choreographed in the shows, you know?
All right.
Yeah.
The choreographing is pretty cool. And like you get the, you know, what is it? They give it to you when you're an audience.
The program.
Good grief. Yeah. So you get the program and you're looking at it and you're like, oh, she choreographed this or she choreographed this. I was like, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let me see where we're at on time. Okay, we got a while. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
If you need to stop, let me know. All right. Quincy, how'd you land? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So I want to talk to you about a few things. Airports, you travel.
I do travel.
So we just went back to the East Coast.
Okay.
And it
How's
was
that?
different. It was certainly different. We enjoyed it. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had a couple experiences where I was actually Kenzie and I talked about it last week. I haven't posted that episode yet, but it was.
You and Kenzie have one. It's so cute.
Yeah, and so I'm going to post it, but yeah, it was. There were some challenges. Overall, it was good. Like Philadelphia was really good.
Yeah.
And Washington D.C. that was really neat.
That's so cool. I would love to go there.
Yeah.
sometime.
Oh yeah. If you ever go there, go to this restaurant. It's oh man, I'm going to bomb it now. I remembered it last week.
Mm-hmm.
It's like X something. Exchange. The Exchange. That's it.
Okay. Period.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Look that up.
The old guy, he's like semi-hard of hearing.
Yeah.
And after a while, like he's like, "Oh, come up to the roof, and I'll show you a really cool view and watch all over DC." It was
That's really cool.
It was really cool.
I love that.
Yeah. All right. So airports. What's your favorite? Yeah. Do you like airports? Do you like traveling?
I love traveling.
Okay.
And I would definitely prefer like flying to driving because I get car sick super bad.
Do you really?
So bad.
That's tough.
It's fine if I'm driving, or it's better if I'm in the passenger seat. Back seat, I'm car sick the whole time.
That's wild.
Yeah, when I was little, the drive to school, I would get car sick and throw up every day. Like
that's wild.
When I was in preschool, yeah.
Huh.
My mom loves to tell that story.
Oh, I imagine.
Yes. I'm sure she had a grand old time cleaning that up every day. Feel bad for her. Really. She's been through it with the car sickness. Because me and Anna both get it bad.
Okay.
So
wow, both of you?
Yeah, she's dealt with some unfortunate circumstances, let me tell you.
That's crazy. Okay.
But yeah, I do love to travel. And I've been fortunate enough to be given so many opportunities that I wouldn't have had because of volleyball. So I get to go.
Yeah, where have you gone?
So I've been to, let's think about the last year. So Nationals was at Salt Lake City, Utah, which was really cool.
That's really cool.
It was beautiful. I've been to Vegas many, many times. I've been to Reno. I've been to Austin, Texas. I've been to Orlando, Florida. I'm trying to think. There's definitely more.
What's your favorite out of all those?
Not Dallas. It was Austin, Texas. Did I say that?
Yeah, Austin. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think you said Austin. Yeah. How'd you like those?
I honestly loved the out-of-state tournaments.
Yeah.
We call them national qualifiers because you play to try to get a bid to nationals.
And are you in you're in a hotel hanging out at night or whatever? What do you guys like? When you travel on one of these, what is it like?
It's a very unique experience. So it's normally 3 days.
Okay.
So let's talk about just my nationals experience.
Yeah.
So, because nationals is the coolest thing ever.
Okay.
I've been twice, Vegas last year and Salt Lake City this year. So a lot of members of my family like to come with us when they can. So my grandma went to nationals with us this year, and it was so cool. We love Mary. Shout out Mary.
Yep. Shout out Mary. There you go.
So yeah, we went to nationals, and we were obviously super excited because we won our bid in Vegas, the tournament, the last opportunity we had. We won a bid, and it was the coolest thing ever. We swept. It was so fun.
Wow.
My team, I loved my team this year. And so what it's like is basically you get there the night before play, and you get to your hotel room, you get dinner, sometimes, most of the time, by yourselves. Yeah. And then the next day, if you play AM or PM pool, so AM, the first game's at 8. You could play at 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And then PM pool, you get there about noon, you play at 1. So if you have AM pool, most likely that'll be like the first time you'll be seeing each other since you got there. So everyone shows up to the convention center an hour early before your game. You
get to warm up and everything.
Sometimes you rep the first game, so you guys have to do lines and everything.
Yeah. Do you have a breakfast when you?
It depends. So if I am playing AM pool, I'll probably do my dad is a big Cliff Bar guy. Cliff Bars, bananas. He's a big banana guy.
I like bananas.
Fruits, parfait, that kind of thing. Pastry sometimes, like a little, or we get Starbucks, so I'll get a sandwich and a drink. If it's PM, we normally get team breakfast. So then everyone goes together.
That's good.
And then whenever we're not playing, we dress up So like we'll do like jeans and a cute top, or sometimes we've done dresses in the past.
Okay.
We'll go out and eat together or go shopping.
Right, so you guys kind of match and teamwork. Yeah.
Vegas, we always do the strip. We always go on the roller coaster. That kind of thing. Yeah.
That's pretty good. All right.
So yeah, I love it.
That's pretty cool.
It's so fun.
And do you guys? Let me see. How many go on this trip? Oh, you're good.
So it's all 12 of us.
Okay.
And then
on the team, like there's 12.
On the team are 3 coaches, and then our parents. So sometimes we bring one parent, sometimes we bring 2, sometimes we bring parents and a relative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. That sounds so much fun, though.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I never did anything. Well, so I did like an art trip in high school. That was pretty neat.
That's cool.
Yeah, we went to, so I grew up in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and we would drive down to, well, for the day trip, we'd go up to Minneapolis. It was like an hour and 15 minutes. So we'd jump on a big Greyhound bus or whatever. But the one that was really cool was Chicago. So we'd drive down there, spend like 2 nights there, and come back and, you know, see all the museums and everything.
That's cool.
That was cool.
I love that.
Yeah, we did not dress up at all.
Yeah. I think my coolest, like the best travel experience I've ever had is last March. I went to Spain and Portugal with my school, which was the coolest thing I've ever experienced. Like, it was honestly insane. And I feel like I would probably never get to like experience something like that again. It was so cool. It was like, and because my mom
you get to experience it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was a chaperone, and my favorite teacher, Mr. Chappelle, was a chaperone.
Oh, good.
So, and then it was, my grandma went with us.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it was me, my grandma, my mom, Chappelle, a couple other people's parents, and then probably like 8 or 10 kids.
That's a good group traveling though.
Yeah, it was so fun.
What'd you see?
Was also, so we landed in Madrid, and then we did Toledo, Spain, and then we did Salamanca.
What do you do at these places? Like see the sights?
See the sights, cathedrals, and restaurants, and like.
How's the food out there?
It's bad.
You don't like it?
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Erica said it was the most excellent thing eating out there.
Well, it's just flavorless. So it's like, you know how in the U.S. we're like fat. Like, we just have like processed meat.
We really are.
And like preservatives.
Yeah.
You know,
we have all the unhealthy food.
Yes.
They have all the healthy food.
In Spain, it's like the purest. It hurt my stomach how pure it was.
That's
I was
funny.
not used to it. It was like
really funny,
fish with nothing on it. And like, for one dinner, I think we were in Toledo. For one dinner, we got served like.
Can I get some soy sauce with that?
No, it was bone-in fish.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's hard to eat. Yeah,
just on the plate, and we had to like take out the bone and like eat it. And like
that's a tough one.
Yeah,
I've done that before. I was like, this is interesting, and it's. I mean, I would not trade that experience at all because I thought it was very cool and unique, and I was like, no idea how to do this, and I just went for it.
I like fish, but this was literally unseasoned. Like, I was drinking it. I was eating it from the ocean. I'm tasting salt. Like, it was crazy. And we ate it, of course, and then we ordered pizza.
Oh, there you go.
A lot of us were Spanish students.
Okay.
So we went to Spain and Portugal because we had learned Spanish.
How's your Spanish? I meant to ask you that a long time ago.
I have the seal of illiteracy, but I am not very good now. Like, when I went to Spain, I was peak, so I was speaking a lot better. Yeah. So I could.
So you'd have to start using it, and it would probably start clicking again. And
probably, I was never 100% fluent.
You know what you need? You need some Spanish-speaking friends.
I do. That'd be really cool. I would love to like immerse myself in that again.
I would too.
Because that's what it was like. Just like deep end. Everyone here speaks Spanish.
I can understand it a lot more than I can even come close to speaking it.
Yeah, and I can also, if it's written down for me, I can 85% of the time figure out what it's saying.
Yeah.
Like generally, but I took the CLEP test to get the seal my junior year, and I got it by 1 point.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Which is crazy. And a few of my friends who literally spoke better Spanish than me, like, did not pass the test. It was just luck, really.
You think so?
I think so.
Was it A, B, C, D, or was it?
It has sections. So the first one is like grammar and stuff like that.
So you actually have to.
Yeah, because in Spanish, conjugating verbs is in whatever tense you're speaking.
Because on paper you could understand it better than you could verbalize it.
Because of the test taking?
Yeah.
Probably. And because obviously I learned it through high school classes. So we wrote a lot of essays and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we did lots of like projects and whatever else.
That's good. It helped you out.
Yeah. So that was the most insane experience I've really ever had. It was so cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Did you see the Colosseum?
That's
wait, were you
Rome.
up? That was in Rome. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, yeah, you said Spain.
No, but I did see like the University of Salamanca and like these
wow.
very old like cathedrals and structures. I saw the biggest cathedral in Spain. I don't remember what its name is. But it's
there's a walk I want to do. All I remember it like it's always called like the Pilgrim Walk or whatever. I don't remember if it starts in France or whatever, but it ends in Spain, out at the ocean.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it's called. It's like the.
I know what you mean. I heard about it a lot.
Yeah.
We actually went to this like religious city. I'm like blanking on the name right now, which is so sad because this was like my favorite part besides Toledo. It was basically a town or city dedicated to a like big church. So there was big church and then there was like a small church on the other side, and then in between was this long like road, and people were walking on their knees up from the old church to the new church.
Wow.
To seek out like God's help. Redemption. Because they were sick or ill, or they had a relative who was ill, and that was a place where lots of like pilgrimage
pilgrimage
ends. So a lot of incredible. Like monks were there on their like
so you were at the end.
Yeah, I went to both. So I saw both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had...
Oh, that's incredible.
The story of it is that they had this...
Camino de...
No, it's like...
I know.
I don't know. I'm going to see if I can try to find the place that I went to, because it was literally so cool. But
how long did you get to like walk around or like go around there?
A few hours.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, that gives you a lot of time to like see a lot. At least I think so.
It was also like, what was cool was the story was like these 3 children saw the ghost of Mary.
Okay.
And she spoke to them. And so their grave sites are there so you can go through the church and see where they're buried.
Okay, sure.
It's incredible. And I got like a rosary there.
Did you?
Yeah, it's called Fatima.
That's where you went?
Yeah, Fatima. It was beautiful. It was a crazy experience. I'm not super religious, so I didn't, like, my mom was crying because she felt like
no kidding.
The spirit of God.
See.
I was like, what?
Yeah. Your mom's definitely got the emotional.
She does. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, so do I, but it was just, this did not really get me. I had religious friends there too that were crying and stuff.
The more you experience life, the more you'll feel that kind of, I think so anyways. I didn't either when I was your age.
Yeah, me and my history teacher are very close, and he's not religious. And so we both walked into the big church there was this huge like stained glass Jesus portrait, and it was beautiful. Yeah. The pews were gorgeous. Yeah. And me and Chappelle just kind of looked at each other and were like, why is everyone crying? Like, I don't feel anything. My mom's like, I just felt like an insane, like, and I was like, that's really cool. I just don't feel it. I look at Chappelle and he's like, kind of like looking around like, wow, like, this is pretty interesting, but it's not the best thing I've ever seen. And there are people like on their knees.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
Sobbing.
They feel it.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like, that's amazing. And it was really cool to see. And I hope one day, like,
you'll feel that.
I feel that, and I'm connected enough to something to feel that emotional about it, you know? But it was crazy.
We get pretty emotional at our church.
I love that. I honestly think, like, if I...
Like, I had my hand up earlier today.
Yeah, I love that.
That's cool.
I feel like if I were to become more religious, I hope that it impacts me that much. You know?
It took a long time to hit me. It took a long time in my life. So I had a lot of hope in my life, and I think that's what carried me a lot. When I could have just given up hope, I just kept the hope somewhere, and I don't even know what the hope was for. It was, I hope I'm okay. I hope I end up okay.
Yeah.
I hope I don't screw up life.
Right.
It's tough. I don't know. But summer vacations. So did you get any good vacations this year or not really?
We are doing Havasu, which is like my biggest vacation of the year.
Yep.
So.
Our family's vacation together.
Wait, not of the year, of the summer.
Of the summer, yeah.
Yeah. I went to Iowa right before like my birthday, May 3rd.
Did you?
And that was like, we were there for like a week, and that was amazing because I missed everybody so much. And we went for a wedding, which was really cool. My cousin Kennedy got married, and they're the sweetest, cutest couple I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And their wedding was adorable. And I missed my
And that's your cousin?
Yes. She's I guess I don't really know if she'd be my actual like first cousin,
But
but
a cousin nonetheless.
yeah,
She's family.
she's my cousin.
I got
Yes.
you. All right, very cool.
Right.
I don't. So yeah, we went out to Philadelphia. We did Washington D.C. Then we did Hershey Park. Hershey Park is a lot of roller coasters.
The kids were telling me about that.
Good
Kenzie
grief.
was like, "I loved it," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Period. I love a good roller coaster."
Yeah. Oh, roller coasters are great.
Yes.
We took Lex on one, and I felt terrible.
Oh, poor thing.
It scared the heck out of her, and she screamed. It was terrible.
Poor thing.
Yeah, I felt really bad on that one.
Little
It was
Lexa.
the fastest one they have.
Oh no, poor baby.
It was like we got there, we're like, okay, we're gonna go on this. She's like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. So, you know. All right. Summer vacations. Oh, sandwich. I want to talk to you about sandwiches. Are you a sandwich person?
Yes,
Okay.
I love a good sandwich,
What's-
especially a sub sandwich.
Okay. Where do you like it from?
Firehouse subs,
Firehouse.
Jersey Mike's. I'm not a big Jimmy John's girl, but I'll
Yeah,
eat
I'm not
one.
either. I'm not a Jimmy John's kind
And
of person.
I literally almost cried when they closed Blimpie. Blimpie was so fantastic, and they shut
Yeah.
it down, and I was sad.
Interesting.
I like Mr. Goodsense. I've tried quite a few sub places to find the best one, and I think Firehouse is probably the best in my
Firehouse
opinion.
is good. If you want to try a very unique type of sub, at least local, Chiba Hut. That's
Oh.
interesting.
You'll have
Yeah.
to send me that so I can try it.
All right.
I love a good sub
Yeah.
recommendation.
So what do you like on your sub?
I get an Italian almost everywhere I go.
Yeah.
So lots of meat, lots of cheese, and Jersey Mike's I do it Mike's way, so vinegar,
It's the
pepper.
vinegar.
salt.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Pepperoncinis. I love pepperoncinis.
Do you really?
Yes. They're my favorite. And pickles, of course.
All right.
Yeah.
Huh. Are you a pie person? Do you like pie?
I love pie.
What's your favorite pie?
Cherry.
Cherry pie?
Cherry pie. I love it. My grandpa makes it. for
Ice
us
cream or no?
sometimes.
On
Yes.
the side? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's good.
I like pumpkin too. Pumpkin is a close
Yeah.
second.
Pumpkin is, yeah.
But I love cherry pie. It reminds me of like being young and little in my grandpa's house, you know?
Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's really good. Okay. Hot summer day. What's your favorite drink? Ice cold drink.
Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
Or lemonade by itself.
Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I just had a lemonade the other day. It really hit the spot.
I
was
love
like,
lemonade.
Man, that's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lemonade is a token favorite of mine.
My friend Derek, and rest in peace, but his parents had like this outside pool. It was like an above ground pool, and his dad had built it like a deck halfway around it.
Yeah.
And they used to have this like fridge, and you would keep like the ice cold soda there. And it was like you could open it and have a Dr. Pepper or Coca-Cola, and it would just be like,
I love that.
man, it was so good.
Have you ever had dirty soda? Like swig?
Okay. No, I
It's
don't.
so good.
What is dirty soda?
So there's a lot of ways to do it.
Because I saw it on the 4th of July, and it looked really raunchy.
It's really good.
I believe you, but it probably got hot sitting in the sun, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why it looked terrible and
For
gross.
sure.
Yeah.
So basically the way we do it at my house is different from how they do it at Swig.
Okay.
But me and Anna make it with any soda we want.
Right.
So yeah, and then we put coffee creamer in it. But it's most of the time it's like a
Interesting.
thicker half and half kind
Like
of
a
thing.
French vanilla or something like that.
Yeah. So we do like right
Interesting.
now we have almond coconut and then like
And that
Pepsi or
changes it
Dr.
pretty
Pepper.
good?
It tastes like a root beer float is the best way I can.
Oh, okay.
explain it.
Sure.
Huh.
Huh.
So I went to Swig for the first time with my friend Emily last week. I guess earlier this week.
Where's Swig?
They have a few locations.
Okay.
I literally couldn't tell you. I'm the worst with directions, but I know there's one like 25 minutes from my house. That's the closest one. to
All
us.
right.
I think it's close to here actually.
Just
And
make sure you use your maps when you drive.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I got the Beach Babe last time I was there.
So is it like a soda pop shop or something like that?
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's a drive-through, and they sell pretty much any type of soda syrup flavor combination you can think of. So
Interesting.
when I was there, I got the Beach Babe, and it's Mountain Dew with strawberry, coconut, and I think pineapple flavor in it, and then it has like sweet cream.
Everything sounds good except for the coconut. I'm not a coconut kind of a
You
person.
could ask for any like
Yeah.
flavors together.
That sounds good.
They have a Texas Tab, which I know is really popular, which is like Dr. Pepper and sweet cream with I think like peach or something in it.
All right.
Yeah, they have lots of different like
My sister-in-law made like peach moonshine. Peaches must be big in Texas. I don't know.
peaches are very good. I'm a big peach
Yeah.
person. Peaches and mango are my favorite
Mango? Really?
flavor things. yeah.
Oh, okay. Flavored things. Okay.
And raspberry. I love raspberry.
Mango is hard to cut.
Oh my gosh, my mom cuts it like by herself with a knife. Like
That's-
slivers of it out of the
That's pretty impressive.
thing. I know. She's a chef.
Yeah,
What can
there
I
you go.
say?
That's really good. Wow. Huh. All right. So I was going to ask you one thing about your. Hold on. Let me see what else. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. So I'm going to come back to volleyball for a second.
Mm-hmm.
What's a normal practice? What did a normal practice used to look like in club volleyball?
Club volleyball.
Like
okay.
When you were like real competitive, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So club is a little bit less rigorous practice schedule than school is, but it's a more competitive game day situation. So in club volleyball, you never play one game at once. You play 3 or 4 games in a day.
4 games. Okay.
So matches. So practice on my 18s competitive club volleyball team was basically
practice on your 18s.
18s is the age group. So
okay, gotcha. Right,
yeah. My team was called 18 Blue at Arizona Sky Volleyball Academy.
Okay.
My 18s competitive volleyball practice used to look pretty similar every practice day. So we practiced twice a week, and then we had tournaments on the weekends. So we'd go in and we'd do this drill called Chase. So I loved my coach. He was great, and he loved this drill. So it was a warm-up drill to incorporate all of our skills. So when I was younger, we used to pepper, which is just like hitting it back and forth between each other.
Yeah.
We used to play a butterfly drill, which was very simple. But as you get older, coaches have their own drill that is like their warm-up drill that they love. So his was Chase. And what we would do is we would have hitting lines. So we would hit it. So, I mean, I guess initially the coach would initiate a ball to us.
Sure.
We'd pass it from the outside and then swing off of the setter set off our pass. And then there was a blocker and then 3 passers, and they would be responsible for getting my swing up. And then we move from there. So then I rotate and I become the blocker. The blocker becomes the passer, and so forth. And so that's how we would do that for probably about 15 minutes. And then from then on, it varied. We'd have serving drills, serve-receive drills. We'd have competitive hitting drills. We'd have a drill that was just based off the middles. And the middles had to, we called it like middles are hot or something. And the middles, if they were hot, they would be activated. And so then the set had to go to us every time. And we had to play... Having been set like 15 times in a row.
Do they have music going yet during this point?
Depends on the team. We did not.
Okay.
But for a lot of years leading up to that, like 14s we had practice, 15s we had practice, or we had music.
Music, yeah.
16s music, 17s and 18s we didn't. We were very focused.
Yeah.
So
that's what I wonder. Like, I wonder if it focuses you or not. I don't know.
But high school always. Yeah. High school always music.
When you go in, like. Do you have like earbuds in or something like when you're walking, going? You know what I mean? Like games, I think of like the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like they're walking in or whatever.
Games for sure, yes. So I love to talk about this because it's like my favorite thing. So when I would go to tournaments, I would put my headphones in every morning on the way to the convention center because we would walk.
Right.
And I would listen to Flo Millie, who is this trashy female rapper who I love.
All right.
She's fantastic. I love her.
I love
but
it's
so trashy.
Awesome. Yeah.
And that was my like hype music. Or I would listen to Drake or Kendrick, like basic rap music. But I loved, or sometimes I'd go back to my roots and just blast like 80s rock. Because I love a good 80s hair band.
Yeah, you really do.
But yeah, Flo Millie was my shit for a while. I listened to like, me and Anna have this one song that we both really love that we used to, and it's called like Beef Flow Mix or something. And we would listen to that like all the time. And like we still do, we both know, we know every word. And like, that's just my volleyball music.
That's pretty good. All right. So I have quite a few subjects I want to, so this is like more current events.
Okay.
Or whatever. Okay. I have a kind of a really crappy one.
Okay.
And I wasn't going to talk about this, but for some reason it's still on my mind. Did you hear about those 5th graders? It was in the news article. It was really crappy. It came out like 2 weeks ago, something like that.
I don't know.
So these 5th graders out on the west side in Arizona, they plotted like a murder of like one of their classmates or something like that.
I think I did hear about this.
And there's like a lot of details on how they plotted it and the whole thing. And they were going to write like a suicide note. And I'm certainly not trying to shame anybody, but man, you got to watch your kids a lot better than that. Like,
so real. That's 1,000% a parenting problem.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you have to.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on. Like, if kids are being that obnoxious, like, those parents are not paying attention at all.
For sure.
So, okay. Ooh, AI. So here's a question. AI, yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Yeah. Okay. You're going into publishing or
Editing,
whatever. Correct. Yeah.
Literature. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you worried about AI encroaching on that?
Always, everything.
That scared the crap out of me.
Yeah. I think it
really would.
I think it really hit me this year because a lot of my like classmates, there was always conversation of like, for this essay, should I just get Chat GPT to write it for me?
Yeah.
And I think that is going to be more and more popular in high schools and colleges. And honestly, it's terrifying because
don't they have ways to check for that though?
They do. So they have software in most colleges that the essays that are turned into their programs are immediately put through. So ours was called like.
Oh, sure, because Chat GPT or whatever is going to save it, and so they can run checks against it, I bet.
That, and it's also the language used in the essay can be traced back to Chat GPT. So, like, my teacher, so when we turned in our essays, we would run it through a plagiarism checker, even if it was 1000% authentic work, because sometimes a plagiarism checker will pick up AI that's not in it. Because it's...
Plagiarism checker.
Yeah, so I would do a plagiarism checker, and I would do, like, a Grammarly. So I would fix my grammar, and then I would run it through a plagiarism checker to make sure that Grammarly wasn't picked up as AI.
Okay.
Or whatever else.
What happens, yeah, like you said, what if it's 100% authentic and you're...
That's the slippery slope.
Right. Like,
because you can say you're being honest, and the teacher can choose not to believe you and give you a 0.
So, okay, here's one for you. This is long before AI, and this is kind of a side step, I guess. So years ago, I had a script writing class, or a screenplay, whatever. And we had to do 20 pages. So I wrote the first 20 pages of this movie that I'd been thinking about. It's whatever. And he came back and he goes, I can't grade this. He goes, you have to give me something different. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, this is plagiarism. I'm like, seriously, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, you've never seen Firefly? And I'm like, what? He's like, Serenity, Firefly. I'm like, no idea what you're talking about. And so he's like, okay, go rent it this weekend or something and then tell me how I should look at this. And there were so many similarities to this. I was like, huh, that sucks.
Yeah. And I think that is like the basic, is like a basic level of like the issues that are being encountered in education because of AI, That's
going to be tough.
Yeah. Because nothing is like original anymore. Like it can always be traced back to something else because everything is out there on the internet,
do you follow any of the stories on AI or anything?
Most of them, I would say.
Did you hear about AI's already like threatened somebody? I don't remember how they threatened, but the one I thought was funny was where they started blackmailing the guy.
Yes.
I was like, wow, that's pretty
blackmailing people, and also just being like, I saw one that was like the AI was just like, no, I won't do that for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's your job. You're actually a robot. So it's like weird that they're developing their own like opinions. It's like not opinions, but like, I don't know, their own like style,
right?
Like the way they're doing their AI job.
Exactly.
It's like, what is happening?
Right. So are they learning at that point?
I mean, yes.
One would think, right?
With every interaction, like every time ChatGPT provides somebody with an in-depth answer on something, like they're adapting.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is the scary part. Is I think it's just the evolution is going to be so crazy to watch, and I'm grateful, yet also annoyed that I live in a time where AI is so prominent because it's cool to see.
Yeah, you're old school.
Yeah, it's cool to see what it does, but at the same
old
time,
soul, I should say.
Yes, definitely old soul. But yeah, it's cool to see how it adapts, and it's something that can be learned from and like can shape my experiences. But at the same time, it's like, why is this a thing?
I'm I'm a 60% scared, 40% interested.
Me too. That's probably 70-30.
Yeah,
70% scared for sure. Maybe 60. I don't know. It depends.
Yeah,
it depends on the day.
Right.
Some days it's in my favor, and some days it's not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. I will say I'm thinking about going to at least get a job on that side, because what I do now is like I feel like I'm prepping AI to take my job, so instead I want to be on the other side so I can manage the AI.
Yeah.
So I know how it works a bit better.
I'm sure it's a growing industry, and there's room for jobs probably, unless they're being taken by the AI robots that are just already.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Did you see? Okay, so last week, this Diamondbacks fan sits in the outfield, and he interferes with the game, like a almost home run ball is coming, and he goes to catch it or whatever. Did you see this story?
No,
Okay.
I think Anna maybe have said something.
So-
She's a huge T-Rex person.
Yeah. So, and I was talking to Kenzie about this too, but so essentially they banned him, like they permanently banned him. Apparently, I don't know the full story, like the details, but he had intervened, whatever, like too many times, because he sits in that right in the same spot like in every game.
He's like season tickets.
He must, because he caught the ball over where I was. Like literally, I almost caught a home run ball out there.
Oh my goodness!
And like they showed a picture of him, like I know who that guy is.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He was very good at figuring out where the home run ball is going to be, and I was like, good grief, or close.
Yeah, that's why
I thought it was interesting. Yeah. Okay, sorry, that was the local story. 2 local stories for you. All right. Oh my gosh, did you see the video? I should really show this. Did you see the video of that lady screaming at the male ducks to get off the female duck?
No.
I should. She's literally like it's a public park somewhere, like,
What?
and like there's a river or like a pond or something like that, and there's these ducks, and they're doing what ducks do,
Yeah.
Ducks are ducks.
Yeah.
And the lady started screaming at the male ducks to get off the female duck. She literally went so far as to.
Were they ganging up on her?
Again, they're ducks.
That's crazy.
they're ducks. So it's not the greatest thing in the world. It's nature.
Yeah.
And so she gets into the water to try to shoo them away from the female duck.
Wow.
That is some interesting.
No, she's courageous.
Yeah, are you going to take that duck home, and is that going to be your new pet duck?
That's interesting.
Yeah. All right, let me see. So we have some time left. Are you okay hanging out for a few more minutes?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Okay, fake horse riding jumping. Have you seen that?
Yes. Where they hold and then they jump with their leg. Oh.
What is wrong with people?
Oh my god! I thought it was a joke, and then I looked into it obviously on TikTok because doom scrolling. But like, I literally clicked the search. So you know how like on TikTok it's like the video and then it's the search bar at the bottom what people are searching from that video. I click it and I just rabbit hole of these people who literally are competitively there.
Yes.
They want it in the Olympics.
Yeah,
they want it in the Olympics. I'm like, you guys are not athletic at all. You guys are just jumping with a horse toy. Like, I'm so confused. I don't understand it.
What an absolutely great idea. I don't know what for. I don't know if I would even ever watch it.
Imagine if like they're betting on it or something.
Like, I don't know.
Like I'm for that lady with the brown horse toy.
Right.
Like what is happening?
It is so weird.
It's so weird.
It cracked me up though. Do you play pickleball?
My grandma does competitively, and I've been there a few times, and I like it. It's fun, but I hate the heat, and I'm an indoor sport person.
Yeah, so I have Kenzie doing softball right now.
Yeah,
the softball camp. She has a hard time with the heat.
Girl, I don't blame her. It's 120 degrees outside.
She's thrown up 2 days from it. I felt really bad. I was like, oh
my god, that's terrible. Poor thing. Yeah, you should have put her in volleyball camp because you know who's running it. This guy.
Do you want an electric car?
Do I want an electric car?
Have you ridden in an electric car yet?
Yes, I have.
Because you have your license, so you know this is a normal conversation.
I think they're extremely beneficial.
Okay, yeah, a lot of ways.
So in some ways they're
long trips, not so much. No.
Right, but beneficial in terms of like carbon emissions, yes. Sure, I am pro that for sure. Yeah. But it's just I don't know, it seems to me that unless everyone's doing it, it's a little expensive.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a tough one, yeah.
But I do appreciate, and I would, as long as it wasn't a Tesla. I would. But yes. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I would actually take an electric car. I'd ride in one.
I think it also depends on like where you live and like because if there isn't,
if you're in the country, you're screwed.
Yes, like you have to be in a city and you have to be in an area that has a gas station.
Have you gone to like Buc-ee's? You know,
I have. I've been once. It was a Canada experience.
I swear I saw a bunch of like electric car charging stations there as well at Buc-ee's.
Yes. I can't remember where. This was a national qualifier that we went to, and I can't remember where we were going, but we stopped at Buc-ee's because I'd never been to one. We stopped at one, I think in Kansas or something like that.
Okay.
And it was so cool. And I got a t-shirt.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I understand why people are obsessed with this. I think it's funny, but...
They have one coming out here, and there's people that are kind of pissed about it.
Why?
Because they want to be able to drive to Buc-ee's. They don't want to, like, if it's here...
They don't want a local Buc-ee's?
Yeah, it's not...
Is it, like, not a novelty then?
No, not at all.
But the closest Buc-ee's is, like, low-key far from here. So
I stopped at one in Texas.
Yeah, it's, like, not that close, I feel like. So
Yeah, we literally we stopped but we were so tired. It was
Yeah.
Kenzie, Lex, and I. We went on a trip.
yeah.
It was
You went on a trip to Buc-ee's?
no.
I was
Well,
like,
no.
wow.
No,
I was like,
we stopped at
dedication.
Buc-ee's and kept going. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that would
Like,
that's
we
a
just wanna see
long
Buc-ee's.
drive just to go to Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we did the Route 66 trip just to see all the stupid sights and everything.
I did that with my grandpa. That was a fun experience.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. I definitely recommend that. All right. Are you a conspiracy person?
Am I a conspiracy person? Well, it depends on the conspiracy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you on aliens?
Oh, I think we would be dumb to think that we're the only things.
I agree.
You
I
know?
agree.
I think there must be.
Right?
I don't know in what form. Maybe there's micro, small
Sure.
organisms, or maybe there's full. Maybe there's ET. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe ET is out there. Like, I don't know. You know.
Could be our next door neighbor.
Honestly,
Could be.
could be.
Yeah. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna ask me like Princess Diana or something, like, or the Illuminati or something. I was like, I don't know, maybe.
No, I mean that'd be, what is that? Denver Airport, I think.
Denver Airport. That one has a big conspiracy about the horse in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big conspiracy.
Yeah. The Denver
Very
Airport has a lot of weird
happenings.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I like to look into them, but I wouldn't say I don't subscribe
Right.
to them. I just think they were like cool to look into.
So we stopped. We had a layover in Denver for all of 30 minutes, and then we got back onto the new plane. It was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Airports are always fun though. All right. Oh, I had a question. Oh my gosh. It was like, yeah, I can't remember now. I totally cannot remember. It was about drones and everything like that. It was like a drone.
Drones.
Yeah, the drone delivery fail. Did you ever hear about that one?
The fail.
Yeah.
So
you know how the drones are making deliveries and they're dropping packages and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this one had a car battery or something on it, and it fell in on a van.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very heavy object to put in a drone.
Yeah.
I think ASU has the drone delivery snacks now.
Is that right?
I think so. They definitely have the little robots on the ground. You know, the little delivery bots.
Oh yeah.
And they take them to the dorms. But I think they have the first drone ones now.
They have delivery bots.
Mm-hmm. So you can order Starbucks, and it's like a little car, and it goes in there, and it has a flag, and there's two kinds. There's the ones that are run by AI,
Right.
so they have
There's no way they let people actually control this remotely.
Yes.
You got to be shitting me.
Yes. So the
Sorry
original,
to say that, but oh my god,
you're
really?
good. The original ones that they had were student led, and the student who had created them was also driving them, and then they
Why
programmed
not?
them with AI.
You're driving a remote control car,
Yeah, and they had cameras in the front so that the guy could see, so he wouldn't run into people.
How do I get that job?
Honestly,
What do you do for a living? I drive a remote control car.
Can you imagine the back pain?
From sitting in the chair all day?
Yeah, the neck pain. You would have a lump on the back of your neck, Chet.
No, you just you lift your monitors up higher. There you go.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, I think I saw a TikTok about them having the first drone ones so that they can fly instead of be on the ground. Because honestly, it's more effective.
Yeah.
To fly instead of to be on the ground.
Instead of rolling around on the ground. Yeah.
Less likely to be damaged too, so it probably saves a lot of money. You know, someone could step on one of those things, but you can't step on something that's flying. But there's also a higher
or somebody
chance,
can kick them.
Yeah.
If they're,
But there's also a higher chance that the drones could harm somebody too.
Yeah.
Because they do have to drop the stuff. So it's
right. But aren't they normally with parachutes or something?
I don't know. I've never seen one in action.
I really want to see the risk, the risk and development or whatever. I just want to see how did this make it to this?
Yeah.
And what did you guys test
and
for?
What are the statistics?
Right.
How many times did your trial fail
exactly.
before you could figure out how to do it without hurting people?
You're oh, success. All right, well, we're done.
Yeah.
No. Sit back down.
Yeah, for sure.
That's interesting. So you're taking your car.
I am taking my car. Ricardo.
Can I ask? Can I? That's exactly what happened to Ethel. Can I ask you about that?
Rest in peace, Ethel. Let me tell you.
I know.
So, I got it from my great grandma. Okay, and she was a fantastic vehicle. 17,000 miles on it, and my grandma bought it in 2007, and it was a 2007 Buick LaCrosse. So the year I was born. So it was 17 years old when I got it. Well, 16, but 17 when she passed.
Right.
And I'm not the best driver. I am pretty bad. I'll be so honest. Like, and it's a fault.
Nobody ever says that.
Because I'm so impatient. Like,
that's hysterical.
And I have so much, like, so many things going on in my head that I like just hate sitting still for that long and doing nothing. Even though I'm doing something and like actively going to get something checked off the to-do list, I cannot quiet my mind long enough, and that's why I blast music. But like, so I rear-ended somebody within the first year.
Yeah, I've been there.
So that happened. I rear-ended someone. It was a whole situation. There was a school bus right in front of the person, and I didn't see him slowing down because I couldn't see the school. It was a whole thing. So I hit the guy.
I'm not laughing at you.
No, honestly,
I've crashed.
Honestly, it's funny. What was I doing, to be honest? So we ended up never getting that repaired, but we did exchange information, and he never made me pay for his damages. So I didn't hit him at a very fast, like, I was on a residential, like, it wasn't like.
Was it a truck? Did you hit a truck?
No, it was like a Toyota Camry or something small like that.
Okay, that's interesting.
But yeah, so that happened, and then I hit my driver's side mirror.
The driver's side mirror. Okay.
On my garage.
I did not know that.
Also a long story.
I don't think I knew that.
But I did. I repaired it myself the same day.
I mean, it's not awesome, but it's
so it was a Friday, and it was a movie day at school. So I took the day off school, and I met with my friend who was at West Mech for automotive repair, and we went to a junkyard, found the part, and had it installed at her school. So I got to install my own mirror, and I did it for under $70.
That's funny. Yeah. That's awesome.
My dad has a little more faith in me now. Let's just say
that's good.
He really was doubting me.
Yeah.
Then I was driving home from work. So I was working with the kindergarten teachers, which was the best job literally ever. I loved them, and they taught me so many things. The little kids, I loved them so much. And I was driving home from work, and I went to Dutch because I have a Dutch addiction. It's rage and it's terrible. So I was getting Dutch, and then I turned on, what is that, like 59th, and I forgot the cross streets now, but it's like 59th and Bell, probably.
And Bell, up there.
Maybe it's, I don't know, it's something like
I think that's right, yeah.
Once again, bad at directions. Who knows? And so I turned the corner from the Dutch parking lot.
Okay.
And there's a car sitting, so it's
the 2 turn lanes.
No, it's 2 lanes total.
Oh.
So it couldn't have been 59th and Bell because it was a smaller
Right, yeah.
street. Anyways, next to the like floor and decor over there. Okay.
Right where you're talking about.
Yes. So I make a right.
Yep.
On a red light. So they have a green. So there's people coming behind me. So I have a red. I make the right. And all I can see about about probably 200 feet in front of me, there is an old couple driving a SUV. Yeah. Pulled out of the floor and decor parking lot, and they're sitting in the middle of the road. No joke. Sitting in the middle of the road in my lane. So I'm in the far left lane next to the suicide lane. Yep. So there's a guy in the suicide lane blocking their left turn out of floor and decor. Yep. But obviously, this guy has the right of way. So that guy was supposed to make his turn into floor and decor before these people were out in the middle of the street. Yep. This guy now can't make his turn because I'm coming. So tell me why. I'm close to 50 feet from these people. I'm incredibly close to them. And there's people behind me. So I'm slowing down, okay?
And this is with the car, right? With Ethel?
Yes.
Yeah.
These people, I kid you not, continue to pull out of the parking lot as I'm coming and pinch me in between the guy in the suicide lane and their car. Pinch me. Yeah. T-bone me. My car was totaled. They gave me $5,000 for it. And I bought the new one. My parents bought the new one. Yeah. For like $8,000.
Yeah. That'll be good though. That'll be good out there.
Yes, it's giving me a few issues, but we're getting past it, and it's okay. But
I crashed my first accident. I rear-ended, or no, my first accident was an uncontrolled intersection.
What does that mean?
No stop signs.
Oh, goodness.
So essentially, you're supposed to yield to the person you're right. It's on like slow residential neighborhoods. A lot of times, you'll see it. Mm-hmm. So if there's not even a yield sign, you yield to who's ever on the right. Mm-hmm. And I had the right of way, and someone came. T-boned them.
No.
My second one though, I rear-ended a Suburban.
That's terrible.
I don't know, I happened to look down and I looked back up, and it was like twilight, so the light was like right on his brake light, so I couldn't even see that he was stepping on his brake lights as well. I was like, oh, he's stopping it, and I turned, and I almost made it, but I like this much of my car just
Goodness.
right there.
That's terrible.
My buddy looks on and goes, oh, the cookie spilled. Thanks.
That's unfortunate. You lost the cookies and you lost your car.
And I had forgotten to put my seatbelt back on because I went back inside and I put my seatbelt, or I forgot to put my seatbelt back on, so I ate the steering wheel on that one. That one hurt. Yeah, that one hurt a lot.
That's terrible.
Yeah. All right. Let me see if I have one final good question for you. All right. Well, you said you're okay. Do you dream? That's a good one.
Dream?
Mm-hmm.
I do dream.
I have two final questions. Okay.
Yes, I do dream. I've actually had reoccurring dreams too in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, but I most of the time forget them, like after like 5 minutes when I wake up, like everybody else. But I do dream a lot. I had a phase where I didn't dream at all because I was really, really stressed out and I lost my dreams. It was sad.
It is.
Yeah. And then I started seeing like a therapist and I was like fine a little while later and my dreams came back. So that's fortunate.
That's good. Relax a little bit. Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I do dream. Do you?
Yeah. I dream almost every night. Like
Me
that
too.
I can remember. Yeah. And
do you dream like multiple ones in one night?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. I can actually, some of them, once I realize I'm dreaming, I can kind of control.
No way.
Yeah. That's kind of weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. Until.
You have like a dream world.
Yeah, just about. Crazy. Until it's literally right at the end and like you're waking up and you're like, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
I don't know. Dreaming's pretty entertaining. I want to talk to a dream specialist.
Yes. I would love to know what my dreams mean. See,
I don't know if I care what my dreams mean. Like, I have a repeating one. I think I mentioned this the other week, but it's essentially, it goes one of two ways.
Mm-hmm.
The one is where I talk about airports. Apparently, it's on my mind. I don't know, but I can't get through like the checkpoint.
TSA.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Or I can't make it literally onto the plane. Yeah. It's one or the other.
Terrible. So stressful.
Yeah. And so for whatever reason, I can't make it through. And I don't know why. It's weird.
Oh, that's like so stress inducing.
Yeah. And
you wake up, you're like sweating. You're like, TSA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The other one is I'm on the plane and the plane is essentially almost crashing, but the pilot is doing a really good job at like, flying and doing what they're supposed to do
to like cushion the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that like Final Destination like terrible?
I don't know, right? Kind of seems that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I get on a plane, I'm like, okay, we're not dreaming. We're good. We're good. We're pretty solid. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
So, all right. When's the last time you cried?
I cry all the time.
Yeah.
I cried yesterday. Yeah. I am a big fan of crying, actually.
Okay.
Yes. It helps me process. I also, my mom loves to tell me that I have mental breakdowns once a month. So like when I was like a freshman and I was struggling so bad with my schedule and everything, I was doing so many things for no reason. And
you had a very busy everything.
So bad. I like barely saw you guys. I was like not going. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I would like be fine for most of the month, and then I would cry, like literally freak out, like go into her office after school and just be like sobbing, like
wow.
And at the time, I like really resented that, but now I'm like kind of grateful because I pent up some stuff, and then once everything's been like too much for a while. And I am very emotional. Like I don't hide it. Like I'm not like pushing it down. It just like things build up for a while and then I just like have a little crying session.
That's pretty good.
Do you cry?
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
Crying is good for you. Like
I don't remember the last time I cried. Let me think. I think I was at church probably.
That makes sense. Emotional stuff.
Yeah. Do you laugh until you cry? Can you laugh until you cry? I love that. Those are the best laughs. But I get a super bad headache when that happens.
So real. So many times it's like around like your crowd or like around like my grandpa makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So much. And Anna makes me laugh. Anna and I have like the funniest like bits and inside jokes that like get me crying, laughing all the time.
That's good.
She's a jokester.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. You got anything? You got any questions? You got anything?
I don't think so.
All right. You
Thanks
gonna come
for
back?
having me.
Yeah, come back. After your first year of school, or maybe midway or something like that.
Yeah, I'd be down.
All right. We'll talk about how school's going.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining me, Lily.
Of
Absolutely.
course.